This session is all about gentle hip stretching. So because the stretches are quite gentle, it means we're going to be able to tolerate holding them for a little bit longer, and that's going to help them be that much more effective. So we're going to start lying down. The only thing you're going to need is a mat, obviously, or some space, and a cushion. Now, if you've got quite a small cushion, then I would get a couple, because we're going to use it to boost the hips up and get a nice opening across the front of the hips. So put the cushion or cushions beside you. Come down onto the mat. We're going to start with our arms nice and wide. And we're going to take our feet wide so that they're roughly at the edge of the mat. And then we're just going to do some hip rolls to start. So just getting the hips moving. Nice and gentle side to side. And as always with our stretching, just settle your breathing here. So nice big breaths in through the nose. And then a nice slower breath out through the mouth. In through the nose. Nice and slow out through the mouth. Good, then come back to the center, grab your cushion or cushions and put them underneath your bottom. So it does want to be under your bottom, not your lower back, because we're going to try and encourage the lower back towards the floor. So make sure that they're low enough to be under bottom. And then from there, just take a full body stretch. So arms and legs going out in opposite directions and reaching them away. Sorry, this always makes me yawn. Apologies. Reach up and away. And then we're going to sweep the arms around and we're going to grab hold of our left knee. Now, if you want to, you can hold on the top of the leg, but if that's not comfortable for your knee, you can grab on behind the thigh. So whichever works best for you. But as we pull the knee in towards our chest, and we do want to get it as close as possible to the chest, we're going to let the lower back sink towards the floor, which is why you don't want that cushion too high up, because you want the lower back to sink down, and that's going to create more opening on this right side. Then to finish, you're just going to get that right foot. Imagine I pulled it away so it's as long as possible, so you get that real opening sensation across the front of the right leg, and then let it relax completely. So let it go at the hip and the knee, just let them completely relax. And then we're just going to focus on our breathing. We're just going to hold this position. So we're getting that nice opening across the right hip, and we're getting that nice stretch in the left hip as well. So keep that left knee pulled in tight. Nice big breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And because, like I say, this is a nice gentle stretch, not too forced, not too held, you can really relax in this position through the upper body as well as the lower body. We're going to be able to tolerate holding it that bit longer, and that's going to help us to really open out across the front of the hips. Great for our running, because obviously we want that hip extension for when we have our leg goes behind us. We want that lovely hip extension to help with our hip drive. So really making sure we keep this mobility through the hips is a good idea. Like I say, nice big breaths. I'll stop talking so you can actually relax into it. Good, a little bit longer. Good. And then we're just going to release that knee just a little way. Leave that right leg long, and we're just going to circle this left leg around. So we're still holding that stretch on the right side, just getting a little bit more movement on the left. So circling around one way, pulling the knee in towards you as it comes in, and then pushing it away. Go back the other way with those circles. Try and take that knee quite wide so we get that gentle opening in the hip on the inside of the thigh. For 3, 2, and 1. Good, then take that leg long, take that full body stretch again. And then sweep the arms around, grab hold of the right knee now. So again, hold on to the top of the leg or underneath if your knee doesn't like that. But you're pulling that knee in as close to your chest as you can get, letting the lower back sink towards the floor. And then that left foot lifts, reaches away as if it's being pulled away, and then relax completely at the knee and the hip joint. And just let that long leg stay there. Keep this knee tight to the body. Nice big breaths in through the nose out through the mouth. So taking those big breaths to relax into the stretch. Remember, keep that right knee in tight. Leave that left leg as relaxed as possible. Good, focus on the breathing. Remember to relax around the upper body as well, so let the tension go from the shoulders, from the jaw, from the head and neck as well. And that then will help you to relax in the lower body too. A little bit longer. Good, and then release this knee ever so slightly, hand on the knee, and just do some nice big circles. So using the hand to encourage the knee to open out to the side, pulling it in tight as it comes towards the body, and then pushing it away. A couple more in this direction. And then go back the other way. And again, pull the knee out, in towards the body, and then around. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lengthen that leg away. Take one last full body stretch here. Arms and legs reaching in opposite directions. And then sweep the arms round. Bend the knees so we can pick up the bottom. Take the cushion out. And then we're going to put left ankle onto right thigh. Get my left and right correct. Left ankle, right thigh. And then we're just going to do one of two things. You're either going to reach through with your left arm between the legs and pull that right knee in towards you. But if that feels too tight and too much, you're going to put left hand on left knee, right hand on left ankle or foot, and you're just going to pull in from there. Okay, so that's your alternative if that's a little bit easier for you. Remember, they are supposed to be gentle stretches, so if it's a strain to get to this position, it's not worth it. Stick to with an easier stretch, something you can relax into. If it feels too held through the upper body, then that's going to transmit down into your hips as well. So we want to be fairly relaxed here, really chilled, be able to focus on our breathing, focus on relaxing into the floor. And if we want to deepen the stretch, either pulling that right knee in closer, or if you're holding it like this, pulling that left knee in closer. So whichever position you pick, nice big breaths. This is just targeting a stretch around the outside of the left hip. Good, nice big breaths. And then when you're ready to release, just either release the leg, right leg if you're holding onto it, or release the foot. Place the foot down. Same on the other side, so right ankle, left thigh, either reaching through with the right arm to grab hold of that left leg, or alternatively, right hand, right knee, left hand, right foot or ankle, and pulling it in. And again, just see whichever one feels most comfortable to you. Take some nice deep breaths. Relax into it. Relax the upper body, the jaw. And again, feeling that stretch around the outside of that right hip. You can deepen it by pulling the leg in closer, or pulling the left leg in closer if you've opted for this one. Last few breaths. When you're ready to release, just gently release away. Foot onto the floor, just do a couple of hip rolls side to side just to loosen the back from that stretching around the hips. So we've done the front of the hips, we've done the back of the hips. We're just going to do one last one for the inside of the thighs. So when you're ready, roll onto your side, come around onto all fours. We're going to take the toes together and the knees really wide. So again, you can use cushions if you want to under your knees, if they feel a little bit uncomfortable like me on a wooden floor. So nice wide knees. And then all you're going to do is drop your belly down and lift your tailbone up like a cow stretch, and then just send your weight back. Now you might not get your heels to your bottom or your bottom to your heels even, but wherever you get to, just somewhere comfortable again. And if it's super uncomfortable, what you can do is put your cushion under your bottom to prop you up. So there's that option as well, so that you're not resting on the knees. And then you just want to get to the floor with your body. So I'm taking my head down, supporting with my hands, sinking into this position. Obviously, the wider the knees, the more intense the stretch. And then if you've got wide knees as wide as they'll go and you still want to intensify it, then you're lifting the tailbone up a little bit more and you'll feel that pull on the inner thigh. And same as before, we're just going to gently hold this. So you don't want a stretch that's so intense that it feels intolerable to hold. You want a kind of 5 or 6 out of 10 stretch, something you can relax into, something that feels like you can hold it for a couple of minutes, which is what we're going to do. So yeah, get that position and then nice, big relaxing breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Remembering to release that tension around the head, neck and shoulders, relaxing the jaw. Good, last couple of breaths, just holding this. And by all means, you can pause the video and hold this for a little bit longer if you want to, but to come out of it, just come up onto the hands, come forward so we can take the knees back in. And we are done. Now, you don't need to do all of those stretches all together. You can pick 1 or 2 to do each evening. Like I say, get yourself into a comfortable position, hold them a bit longer, focus on your breath, and you'll really feel the difference.